Hey everybody, we are two boys, one brain cell. My name is Charles Beeson, and this is
Joel Norden.
And today we are reacting to Jason Isbell and the 400 unit. This is Death Wish.
Yeah. Excited to hear some new Jason.
I know, right?
Oh yeah, dude. He's been on repeat in my playlist since we saw him live in, what was it, February?
It's one of those
January.
beautiful things, like with Isbell. I'm a big country fan. I'm kind of a country nut. And his music, him and this band have really made a shift into, like, some of that. Like, obviously, they're not true blue country, but they're definitely got that nice mix, and they can definitely blend in really well with the country playlist as well.
They have that Crosby vibe,
which is really nice.
Yeah, I agree. Let's jump on in there, bud.
Yeah, let's do it.
I've heard that his genre is considered Americana.
Okay, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I'm not 100% sure what Americana is. So if you guys want to explain that in the comments, we would appreciate that.
Same.
All right, let's send it.
Let's do it.
Did you ever love a woman with a death wish? Something in her eyes like flipping off a light switch. Everybody dies, but you gotta find a reason to carry on. Oh, and did you ever catch her climbing on the rooftop, higher than a kite, dead of winter in a tank top? I don't wanna fight with you, baby, but I won't leave you alone. The night was young once, we were the wild ones. Oh, we had to pay attention to the violence. Anything could happen, but nothing ever really did. I wanted action, she wanted answers. Sunrise with the dealers and the dancers. It takes a whole lot of medicine to feel like a little kid. Oh, did you ever love a woman with a death wish? Something in her eyes like flipping off a light switch. Everybody dies, but you gotta find a reason to carry on. Oh, did you ever catch her climbing on the rooftop, higher than a kite, dead of winter in a tank top? I don't wanna fight with you, baby, but I won't leave you alone. Who's gonna save you? Who's left to pray to? What's the difference in a breakdown and a breakthrough? I saw her in the moonlight, digging up the garden bed. I wanna hold her till it's over, let her sleep through the morning on my shoulder. But there's nothing I can say to her that I ain't already said. Did you ever love a woman with a death wish? Something in her eyes like flipping off a light switch. Everybody dies, but you gotta find a reason to carry on.
Halfway point.
Well, this song brings out a darker side
Yeah,
as far as, the meaning behind everything.
yeah,
It's just, you could definitely tell, like, this is hitting different nerves and stuff, and you could feel it in his vocals,
absolutely.
and I love that.
Yeah. While I'm still impressed lyrically,
Yeah.
it not really connecting with me exactly just because of the lyrics.
I can agree with that, but
Yeah.
I mean, you could definitely, it's the,
I can still appreciate it. Don't get me
yeah.
wrong. I'm not saying,
Yeah,
but
it's-
I'm also saying that it's like, I don't know.
I think the answer to the question, did you ever love a woman with a death wish, is no,
Yes.
which is good overall. It's helpful. I mean, it sounds like a struggle.
Yeah. Well, yeah, that's what it sounds like.
And an unfortunate circumstance, because nobody should ever feel that way.
Yeah. Yeah. But I'm liking, he's like sticking by her from what so far in the song, what it kind of sounds like.
Yeah, kind of a I guess kind of a
You're broken, I'm broken too type deal.
being with somebody who's, in that state of deep depression and dealing with all that stuff, and you don't want to leave them alone because you're afraid of what could happen if you leave them alone,
100%.
but you also don't want to fight with them even though you're going to fight with them because they want to be left alone.
Yeah.
And it just causes that spiral of I don't know what to do,
Almost
but
like
I have to do something.
Like a toxic.
Almost feels that way.
Yep.
Yeah, definitely sounds like a difficult scenario and difficult situation, and you don't really know how to handle it.
Yeah. Now, I will say sound-wise, it still sounds good.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah, there's a different, I don't know what's different about it, but there's a different sound to this in general. Like maybe his vocals are way above the music.
Kinda. Yeah.
Yeah.
And honestly, it's interesting because, the way the emotion that he puts in his voice it's not your typical emotion in the
Isbell.
vocals.
Yeah.
Like, and especially with Isbell, because Isbell's the emotion in his voice is so kind of, it's there, but it's hinted at, but it's deep, but it's not.
Yeah.
It's kind of all over the place. And it feels that way because, if you're just listening to Isbell for the first time, like when I first listened to him, I'm like, I don't hear any emotion in his voice. But then the more and more I've listened to
The
Isbell,
more and more
I'm like,
emotion you're catching.
oh my goodness, this guy's deep.
Yeah.
Like you could feel it.
Yeah.
You can't really hear it on first listen, but you could feel it.
The more you listen to it, the more you're catching it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. 100% agree with that. Let's finish this out.
Yeah.
Oh, did you ever catch her climbing on the rooftop, higher than a kite, dead of winter in a tank top? I don't wanna fight with you, baby, but I won't leave you alone. When your words mean nothing, when the world turns to monochrome, and you know she's not bluffing, 'cause you feel it in your bones. You feel it in your bones. Oh, did you ever love a woman with a death wish? Something in her eyes like flipping off a light switch. Everybody dies, but you gotta find a reason to carry on. Oh, and did you ever catch her climbing on the rooftop, higher than a kite, dead of winter in a tank top? I don't wanna fight with you, baby, but I won't leave you alone. I wanna hold her till it's over. I wanna hold her until it's over. Oh, I wanna hold her until it's over. I wanna hold her. I wanna hold her. I wanna hold her until it's over. I wanna hold her until it's over. Oh, I wanna hold her until it's over.
It's such a common theme in music, yet it always gets me.
He says, ah!
And the thing is, I don't hate it. I have a very large love-hate relationship with it.
Like it bothers you, but you like it.
I love it, but it drives my brain crazy.
Do you find it disappointing that it only happens with these headphones and not in like your casual listening, or you like that?
Yes.
Not helpful.
Sometimes it still happens to me in casual.
Oh, does it really?
Only if I'm still like, it's a paying attention to the song fully and being engulfed with the music. That does it to me.
Okay.
Because in casual listening, if I'm like into the song, it still does it. But if I'm not like full vibe in and I'm just kind of driving, just singing along, kind of drifting away, just cool, then it doesn't do it and I'm fine.
Gotcha.
But if I'm riding in the passenger seat, not paying attention to the road because I don't need to. Oh boy.
He said, "Oh,
I'm right back in it."
Well, with this song, I think it's a little repetitive.
Yes.
That being said, me not being able to really connect with the lyrics personally, I do think it sounds good.
Yes.
But it's not going to have a super high rating.
I also believe that there was a lot of choruses in it, and I think that's where part of that repetitiveness comes in.
Oh, yeah, especially towards the end.
yeah.
I did like what they did with the moving things around volume-wise, which kept it fresh, but I don't normally notice that in my casual listening. So.
My biggest complaint here is going to be the verses, because the verses were short.
They were short.
I wanted more from them.
Yeah, a little more depth.
I wanted a little more depth, a little bit more of the story behind it, which Isbell's usually really good at painting a picture and drawing a story. Like I said before, though, I really like how you can just hear that. You could feel more than you can hear the emotion in this song as well.
Yeah.
Because, again, like I was listening to it with that clean slate in the second half. And kind of just like, wow, you really cannot hear this if you don't know it.
Yeah.
If you don't know Isbell, you cannot hear that.
I agree.
Because it just feels like, oh, he's just singing it.
Yeah.
And then, but once you know Isbell, once you know how you can sense or you could feel the emotion there, it's deep. And I like that. So.
Agreed. Rating wise, I think I'm going to go with a 5.8, and I don't think I'm going to put this in a playlist just because I have a lot of Isbell in my playlist already, and just I don't really relate to it. And obviously, I understand that he's not making songs for me to relate to, right?
Right.
It just, I typically love the storytelling in Isbell, and this one's kind of lacking in that aspect.
Yep.
Or I relate to something he's saying, and I absolutely love it. Or the lyrics are really thought provoking, and this is not so much.
Right. I can agree with a lot of that. I'm actually going to go with a 5.4 here. I'm also not going to add it to a playlist. The setup of the song is interesting. I'm not a huge fan of it because of all the different choruses that are in the song as well. Again, but I mean, just his voice does everything for me.
Absolutely.
And I mean, you could tell with the first verse there, trying to kind of paint that little bit of a picture for it.
Yeah.
But the lack of more of that throughout the rest of the song really dialed that down for me. It's just the lack of verses, I feel like. Because if he puts more verses in there, we're going to be having a whole nother talk here.
He already has us enjoying the vibe. And even if you have some of the repetitive stuff there, if those verses were a little bit longer, I don't know.
I feel like it could have gave it that extra boost.
Give it a little more substance.
And put it in that playlist and really held it there or not, either way.
Yeah.
Would have at least got us to that level where we want to put it in the playlist after a first listen.
Sure.
So
now, I do think this would be one of those songs, if you hear live, it would get stuck in your head.
Oh, dude, for real. If I heard, this is a great show opener, too.
Yeah.
Or even like mid,
yep.
Just because you're going to have the crowd singing along. You're going to have that vibe, and you're going to get that feel.
And I think if you can relate to the lyrics a little bit more, too, like if you had a toxic relationship or you dealt with something that's extremely depressed in a like relationship sense, then you would definitely feel more attracted to this song.
Yeah, and I could see that in a relationship sense or even in a family setting sense. Either way, just, having love for somebody who's going through a deep, deep, dark time, which, I mean, we've all dealt with a little bit of that.
Yeah.
Maybe not a lot of it, and I think that's where the big differences are.
Yeah, different. Yeah, for sure.
So, yeah, that's all I got. You got anything else?
I do not.
All right. Well, we are two boys. We have one brain cell, and you can vote for that brain cell in the comments. Remember, I'm Chuck Beeson. This is Joel Norton.
Oh, yeah.
And I hope you all have a great day.
Peace out, guys.